There are 4,218 PS2 games, and I'm beating every one of them. I've got to own the game because I'm playing everything on the original hardware, but I've beefed it up with a RetroTink 5X, some component cables, and more to come soon. Can I do this before I die of old age? I hope so. Bully was developed by Rockstar Vancouver and released in October of 2006. Taking the insanely popular formula of GTA and trimming it down for a slightly younger audience, Bully was not without its controversy. Yet still it receives high praise for its satirical take on high school, small but dense open-world environments, and character dynamics. Sitting at a Metacritic score of 87 out of 100, can I beat this popular Rockstar game? This is my first time playing Bully, and it was recommended by my sister to play on the channel, which is great because she loved the game, and pretty much everyone else I've ever known to play this game has loved it. So I'm really excited to play it. And as I began the game, I really found that I started liking it immediately. So if you were wondering whether or not I liked it, I already do. Also, at the behest of taking too long to do this video because, well, let's be honest, a million people have already done videos about this game because it's so well loved. Let's just get through this stuff quickly. And the first thing that I notice is that the lip syncing in this game is really well done. I don't know why, I don't know who was sitting back behind the computer screen going, I gotta lip sync these characters to what they're saying, but they did a fucking fantastic job. I play through the game as Jimmy at this very weird school that seems dysfunctional but also has kids who are not dysfunctional. So I'm not really understanding what this school is about. But that's not the point. You see, the point of this game is to be Grand Theft Auto Jr. It is there to have another perspective on the Grand Theft Auto series without being Grand Theft Auto, and also being able to be played by a younger crowd because it doesn't contain all the blood and violence, swearing, sex, nudity type stuff that the Grand Theft Auto series has. So this is great. And it's crazy to think that a game company who made a game like that, who made a game like Grand Theft Auto, and wanted to make a game like this, did such a good job, I almost want to play this over Grand Theft Auto. I don't know why, but it is such a charming, ridiculously fun game. At the beginning of the game here, I get to meet my two best friends. Pete, who is apparently the girliest boy at school, and really he's just the most normal kid here, and this young man, Gary, who isn't always around, but whose influence is felt rippling throughout the entire school the whole game. He's the antagonist, and he is fairly insane. A sociopath and maybe a psychopath. I'm not really sure, because he doesn't necessarily harm people himself too much. I mean, he's very rough with Pete here, but he really has other people doing his dirty work, which is why I say that he's much more of a sociopath. But I think, everyone can agree that this kid's insane. If you've ever played a Grand Theft Auto game, these tutorial missions are going to be very familiar, because while it's not a Grand Theft Auto game, it feels very much like it is. So everything I'm doing is very familiar. I've already played 4 Grand Theft Auto games on the channel, so this is really nothing new. Looks like the principal and I have a weird relationship. And still, the goddamn lip syncing is good. The character dynamics are good as well. Some of the characters are just insane. Some of them are caricatures of their personality that they're showing to you, and it's just so over the top. Our goal is to take Jimmy and befriend everyone in school, or at least make them think you are their friend. You aren't necessarily bullying other kids, you are trying to stop the bullies. You do become a little bit of a bully, like in the end, he's just a little too over the top about all of the people who are now following him and thinking he's so cool, and he uses that to his advantage, but he isn't necessarily going around bullying people just for the sake of bullying. He's stopping the bullies, which is funny because a lot of places out in the world around the time this game came out thought the game Bully was about being a bully, but it's really not. It's about stopping the bullies. Gary is the only person who does not want to actually be our friend. He wants to just bring us down. And because he knows that we are out to make everyone in the school like us and follow us around practically, he is going to stop us. And he doesn't care who he steps on, how he does it. All he wants to do is win. And that's what he's going to try and accomplish over all of this entire game. Our missions will take us all over the campus of this school into several different buildings where there'll be classes held, and you'll help students from all walks of life. You even get to help people who aren't even students at the school. Outside of the school is a small town that you'll be able to go to that has a carnival, that have buildings, they have different places where you race bikes. You'll have a lot of activities to do, and you'll do them all across both the school and the city. One of my favorite little things that happens is you'll see Gary taking time out of his day to do nothing but simply annoy Petey. This is his way to get you to just be super upset and to follow what he says. I guess in his mind, he's winning whenever he does this stuff. He just wants people to feel inferior to him. And so he's going to do it by just picking on him constantly. Don't worry about the combat in this game though, because it's actually kind of fun. It is a little bit more of a watered down version of something like The Warriors, where you do get access to several different combos and ways to grapple your opponents, put them to the ground, and attack them in different ways, as well as reverse the things that they're doing to you, stop them from using weapons, and you can even pick up weapons and use them yourself, as you have a repertoire of weapons you'll pick up. Most of them being school-related, like little bottle rockets that you fire, and things that you pick up and throw at enemies. You'll be able to pick up bats and stuff, but you won't necessarily be killing anyone. This game is much more about wounding someone and letting them walk away and just moving on with life. Because, like I said, this is Grand Theft Auto Jr. But the combat is actually quite fun. Pressing a few buttons gets you to do these things, and you have to time them correctly, along with watching how many opponents you have, and if those opponents have ranged weapons to stop you. It's just a fun overall combat system that doesn't take a lot of time to master or at least get good at, but I mean, throughout the game you're using it a lot, so you get to play around and see what kind of things you like about it. If Persona 3 wasn't enough school for you, well, welcome to Bully, where you can go to class and get special things by completing classes. If you go to the class and fail, well, you're shit out of luck. But if you go and you continuously complete those classes and get a passing grade, you begin to unlock things for yourself, and they'll help you throughout the game. Now, they are not necessary. I'm pretty sure you can beat the game without doing any of the classes. But every day on the weekdays, when you have certain classes come up, you'll see a little bell icon come up on the minimap. You'll also get a little message at the top of the screen letting you know that you're late for class. You can actually get in trouble for being late for class, so don't get caught. But as long as you make it within the class period, even if it's a minute before it ends, you'll get a chance to go to the class and perform some kind of activity. Here in gym, I'm grappling with a student, learning some attacks. There is an English class where you must find words in a scrambled set of letters and then make them, and then you get points based on that. Some of them are just pushing a couple buttons here or there in sequence. Regardless of what it is, these mini-games are not required, but are actually kind of cool and easy to put in during all the quests you're doing. You can just stop a quest, go over and do it, and come back and go do your quest. For Halloween this year, Jimmy decides to tell the future and dress up as a Fortnite skin, getting ahead of the curve and making sure he knows what's popular before it is. These missions are very interesting in this game because the whole idea is that Jimmy is just trying to befriend everyone on campus so he is big man on campus. With that goal in mind, these small stories of each of these missions where you are going to egg places for Halloween or help this student get their homework done or find something that someone needs for you to find because they forgot it. Whatever you're doing, the ultimate goal is to just get people to like you. These small stories are just kind of silly things that you can do around campus, and I think that's fine. I don't need these big overarching stories for each mission, especially because these are school kids, like going around doing school stuff. As I progress through the chapters of the game, I see that the chapters are really centering around the seasons or the school events that are going on, and these things help determine what you might see as small missions throughout the game, but then there are also larger missions that start to tie into each other as Chapter 2 and 3 show their faces. At first, it is much more a tutorial set of missions where everyone has these little contained stories, and nothing big is happening. But once Jimmy starts to make more friends and starts to realize more problems are happening, such as this woman being in love with several different people, confusing them and making them all angry, he must keep the peace between everyone. And this gets increasingly more difficult. Man, I'll tell you what, the snow aesthetic is great here. They did a great job making it look like winter. The sun in the sky, look at the colors of the sky across the snowy landscape and everything being covered in white. Why is this game so friggin' good? Ooh, Bully wishes it was the Warriors. I mean, it's the same company, but ooh. I take a break in the middle of all the shenanigans to begin doing some bike races to unlock stronger bikes and more than just having a skateboard. Because in this game, there aren't cars to drive. You'll be driving bikes or your skateboard or running. which is kind of cool. I mean, to be serious, they're kids, they can't drive cars. However, if you do enough, you can get a go-kart, which is what I did. The go-kart's pretty cool, although I don't get to use it a terribly large amount, just because some of the small things I need to go to are skateboard adjacent. There's no reason to go get the go-kart to drive 5 feet. So it's really cool though, and it's really worth doing these races because they're fun. It's a different kind of race than being in the fastest car you can possibly get and slamming into things. You can't slam into things. You'll fall off your bike. You can't go too fast because you got to make some pretty sharp turns. Also, your opponents are on bikes and you can kind of smack each other around. It's just a different dynamic than the Grand Theft Auto games, and I really enjoy that they put so much work into making it feel so good, even though it feels like a junior version of Grand Theft Auto. Remember I said that the chapters were starting to show bigger missions with bigger chained events that show a lot more of what's going on, and this is one of them, where we have to assault the nerds' facility, which is apparently this building that's abandoned and they've just taken it over and they're building some crazy crap here. Well, this one's great because you've got to use your slingshot and another weapon to attack the kids who are trying to stop you from breaking in. It's just a fun section, as well as once you get in, you have to fight this little boss the main nerd kid has, where you have to break down pieces of equipment to get to him. Gotta get rid of that ugly Christmas sweater, man. It's just itchy, it's too gaudy. Let's put our school outfit back on. Honestly, you can change your outfit a lot, but I don't know anything. I just want to have his outfit on. I don't give a shit about what he's wearing. I'm probably the best go-kart driver around, and if you think challenging me will show your superiority, I think you're mistaken. In one of our gym classes, we actually get to play dodgeball, and there aren't any super special things in here, but the easiest thing to do is to just jump and throw it. Apparently, the AI just doesn't understand what to do when you jump and throw, and you can just pretty much win quickly by doing that. Spamming the throw button and just blasting him in the face with the goddamn ball. I got detention for not going to class, so I literally have to mow the yard here. And look at the teacher over there. He's just watching me mow. And it says I only need to complete like 70%. But you know what? I'm given a lawnmower and grass. I'm going to finish the goddamn job. I'm going to get 100% of this done, and you're going to commend me for it. I like being a vandal because it means I get to break stuff, and I don't get in trouble for it. I just get money. So I get to take photos of the young women in positions where if I use the photos against them, they're embarrassed about them. And that, I mean, they don't do anything too crazy, but you know, it doesn't feel great. Like thinking about this, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm an adult taking pictures of young women in a video game. I'm over this mission. I love that I get to beat up the mascot, but everyone on the football field is after me while I'm beating them up, and including the coach. They'll come tackle my ass. So you gotta be quick. But then, lo and behold, we get to wear the Bulls costume, which means we get to trick people. And to do that, we have to dance. We can't fight back because the mascot wouldn't be fighting the school kids. They'd be dancing and showing them all that he's the mascot. So you get to dance. This is probably one of the easiest mini games in my opinion, other than the fact that I make a couple wrong button presses because I'm talking with chat during the stream. Otherwise, this one is just press the button as it hits this big rectangle. It's a large rectangle, so you have a long time to press the button before you mess up. The only time you're going to mess up is if you're not paying attention. So during English class, the degree that I went to college for, I have problems figuring out all the words you can make with these scrambled letters. Everyone in chat is trying to help me because I'm like, I'm panicking. I'm like, oh, I've got a time limit and I gotta hurry, otherwise I'm gonna fail my class. I don't like deadlines. Somehow during one of our missions, Jimmy thinks the teacher here likes him and he's gonna go on a date with her. I think I'm like 15 or something. I have no clue what's going on, but clearly she's an adult and doesn't want to date a 15-year-old boy because that wouldn't be okay. So, I don't know where this storyline came from, but Jimmy has plenty of women at the school who are age appropriate for him who like him. So remember those two teachers we just helped get together even though Jimmy thought he was going to go out with the one teacher? Well, the dude actually checks himself in here because he's being blackmailed by the security guard of the school, who apparently is this crazy tyrant walking around doing whatever he wants. So we've had to sneak into a mental facility and break out our teacher and convince him he's not crazy, and then try and get him back together with the other teacher. What the fuck are we doing? Oh no, that popular girl we took a bunch of pictures of and posted everywhere, she doesn't know it was us, but we tell her that we'll help her scrub the campus of all our pictures. I suppose that's cool, Jimmy, you know? It's nice of you to take down the pictures you took. I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, I'm trying to befriend everyone in the school, and the only way to do that is to do a little subterfuge, you know? We gotta make sure that no one knows it's us who's been doing some of the mean things. So once we do the mean thing and they don't know it's us, we just fix the mean thing and everyone's happy, right? This guy, the popular rich kids, is telling us that we're the mayor and everyone loves us. Right here in this scene, everyone is worshiping us and telling us we're awesome, and we're just accepting all this praise from everyone, even though we kind of stepped on a lot of people to get here. Although who else is doing manipulating but all of our friends, because they make us go to City Hall and tag it, and right in front of a bunch of cops, no less. We have to escape by trying to get off the building from the back and sneaking away from them. So now that we're the most popular kid in school and everyone is relying on us to stop all the bullies and to change the school, I mean, they're expecting a lot from us. They are now getting a little agitated when we aren't fixing the problems they have the second they have them. Well, I don't know that you're having a problem until you tell me, dumbass. Oh, poor little rats. All those nerds scared of you. You're just little rats. But I'm still gonna shoot you with this thing. Ooh, we found out some of these kids are cheating on their tests and we're taking photos of them. Okay, so the security guard is actually providing some of the students the test scores and also ratting out on the other teachers and lying. So we actually expose him and look at him. He's like, "You took pictures?" Like, yeah, dude, we took pictures. Now get the fuck out of here. You're fired. Okay, now if this isn't a scene right out of The Warriors, I don't know what is. We're in this place with an arcade machine and people with similar clothing to the Warriors, and we're in here beating the shit out of them. I love sitting up in this tree just pegging people with this damn slingshot. I don't know why people don't see me up here, but I'm gonna hit them all day. Probably the hardest minigame, and a lot of people have said that this is difficult because the way that they have you actually calculate whether or not you've spinning this analog stick quick enough, you have to spin it pretty quick. You need to get down the pattern very fast. Once you do, you can do it quickly. It always starts with the left analog stick rotating one way, and it ends with the rotating of the analog stick in a different direction, in the opposite one. So if you can remember that, you can get it done pretty quick. But you've also got to spin it fast. You can't slowly go up to it. You can't take a second. The second you mess up, you're done. I mean the second, and it knows when you're not doing it fast enough. For some reason, it's just very specific. Oh no, everyone was trusting me and now bad things are happening. I wonder who it could be. It couldn't be Gary, who we haven't seen in a while, doing all this crazy stuff, like catching the gym on fire, and then everyone's expecting me to take care of it. I'm a 15-year-old. This is a fucking adult. Look, I'll put it out then. I'll put it out. I'll save the students. Okay, there's a teacher out there. There's a girl. The adults suck. These dudes aren't even a part of the school, but I'm here to beat them up and evict them from this place. And apparently, Jimmy is just that good. Dude, some of the arcade game machines that you can play are difficult. These little mini games, I know they're made just as mini games. There's one with a sumo wrestler that you have to dodge stuff and hit the right things. All of them are kind of difficult just to control. Luckily, not all of them are required to do anything. The other one is, but this one isn't. It's just fun to play, though. Ooh, the alt girl with red hair is telling us what to do. Jimmy can't say no to her. I mean, come on. How can you say no to her? I love that the gym teacher gets in here and we just push his ass down with this mower. He gets shit all over him. It's wonderful, dude. It's wonderful. Oh man, someone yet again is destroying things and taking things and blaming me for it. It definitely can't be Gary. As we progress through some of these missions trying to help the other students because they're losing faith in us, everyone's pointing the finger at everyone else and we're trying to figure out who it is. But like I said, it definitely couldn't have been Gary. Okay, so the principal's pissed with us because we've been doing some weird stuff and Gary's been spreading rumors. But my God, look at this. You are without a doubt the least popular boy in the school. Even that fat child who wets himself is more popular than you. My God. The dialogue is just genius. For the last chapter of the game, everyone hates us except for Petey, who is, whatever. He's been our friend, I guess, his entire time. I don't know. He has no friends, but nobody likes us. So we have to rally and figure out what to do. Now, earlier on, there was one kid who is this huge, dumb jock who is very strong, and Russell is gonna help us do everything we need to do because we helped him and he likes us. And because he's dumb, that's all he's got. People telling him we're bad, he doesn't give a shit. We were nice to him once, so he's gonna listen. Look at this self-sacrifice Russell does for us. Now, it's not really a sacrifice because this dude lives through the explosion. He just fucking goes in. Holy shit, this kid's invulnerable. These last few missions are full of combat and going all around the whole map, trying to figure out what to do to stop everyone from hating you and to also fix everything, which Gary has just royally fucked up. At this point, we have been going all around the map. The map is small, but it's just dense. There's a lot of things happening, and I feel like I got a chance to see all of the map and enjoy all parts of it, even though I didn't do absolutely everything in the game. I did do quite a bit of the races, I did quite a bit of the side stuff without doing everything. But I was still very pleased with how much I went around this map. And a lot of people said that it's small but dense. 100% true. Just overall a fun game, a good job on such a small map, and it's much better than the huge maps we get nowadays, where there's just swaths of nothing. This game had something everywhere. Looks like we're gonna be ripping some pipes off the wall to fight Edgar in our quest to get Gary. And Edgar is honestly not too hard of a fight. We just whack his ass with a little combo of smack, 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 smack. Jimmy says that he brought backup to beat everyone up. And Russell says Russell likes to hurt people for peace. Isn't that just the truest words you've ever heard? Okay, these greasers suck, man. They're the only people who are helping Gary at this point. Just beat the shit out of them. We finally meet back up with Gary after maybe 3 chapters of not seeing anything about him. Well, that was his whole MO. He didn't want to be seen. He wanted everyone else to do what he needed us to do so that we didn't stop him. He didn't want to be part of what was going on. He just wanted it to happen so he could win. Manipulation is what his whole thing is about. And we finally caught up to him, and he has already claimed the win. I mean, technically, he did. He did exactly what he wanted to do, which is really interesting, right? Because generally when you're fighting a last boss, it's to stop them from winning. But he has already won. Yes, we do stop him, and he does get in trouble, and you do become the popular kid again. And yes, you claim the win at the very end, but he is someone who actually has already won. He did what he wanted to do in a pretty spectacular way, honestly. I mean, we spent the last 2 chapters being the most popular kid in the school and slowly having him whittle everyone down around us until they all hated us. That is a fucking win. What an interesting way to end the game, too. This isn't necessarily a hard fight against him. He's not a violent nor crafty person with fighting. He is much more about manipulation. So here he is very much at a disadvantage. I mean, especially since Jimmy has been fighting for weeks and weeks now, the whole school year, learning how to fight, getting better at it, going to this homeless dude's trailer and learning how to fight, which is something you can do, by the way. Go to this homeless dude's trailer and learn more moves to fight. He just isn't prepared for Jimmy. So we take him on and just destroy his ass. The last bit of this fight here is pretty simple, and once we get him down low enough in health, we just toss his ass right over the side of the school. I mean, ours goes too, but we land directly in the principal's office where he sees exactly what happened, and we explain to him that the whole problem that's been going on here has been Gary. It's all been Gary. Why? Because he's just a manipulator. And when you see the principal here, I guess he's just tied up. Gary has been going around doing crap all over the place. I don't think he's going to be at the school much longer. Jimmy did it, everyone. And we got 3 or 4 women. I don't even know how old this woman is right here, but I don't think she's at the school. So I guess how old is she? I'm 15. Let's just move past this part. Anyway, this was a shorter video for a game that was, 7 parts. It's a longer game. And it's something that I was hoping to start to reduce in size a little bit. Because honestly, these videos are too long, and some of the videos where the game is very popular, they have plenty of story elements in them. I really just wanted to talk about some of the things I thought of the game, and this is really about the challenge. So the videos are just a fun little technicality that everyone can join in on and see what I thought and make fun of it. I think we'll do this more often like this. just having a good time talking about it. Most people already know about the story and the cutscenes and the characters and the direction of everything. So if you'd like to see more about that in a much more meaningful way, there are videos out there. However, this is game 127 complete. We are finally done with game 127. Bully was a fantastic game, and it gets an S on my tier list. 100% an S. It was such a fun game. I do have to say it's not a hard game, though. I mean, maybe some of the side quests are a little difficult because they aren't part of the main quests, and they can be difficult to complete, maybe some of the races, maybe some of the arcade machines. But overall, it's not a hard game to beat. It's just fun, and that's actually kind of cool. Generally, people see games that are easier as lesser in the video game world for some reason, but this game is fairly easy. I didn't really have too many problems with it in any way. I mean, even some of the harder missions, people said, oh yeah, this is a little bit of a harder mission. I just failed it once, saw what I had to do, and came back and did it again the next time. Honestly, it's just a fun time. If you want a game that you can complete without too much trouble, but has loads of character and fun things to do and makes you laugh and makes you just have a good time, this is the game to play. If you've never played it, I wholly recommend you sit down and give it a try. Even if you find you don't like parts of it, there are still things in the game that are just so much fun. So thank you everyone who came to watch the Bully video, especially because this game is already so well known. I want to say thank you to everyone who's watched the video. I can't thank you enough for watching these videos. I want to thank everyone who's in the stream. Thank you so much for helping me with things and watching me fail at some things to be funny, helping with the English classes, and telling me little bits and pieces about the game that I might not have known, explaining things. It's just a good time. The streams are so much fun beating all these games because just like anything else, there are people who are experts or who know a lot about these games, and every time I start up a new game, someone new comes in to explain a bunch of cool shit about it. So thank you everyone who did that. And also thank you so much to anyone who's donated or become a member of the channel. You are the reason that we have all these recommended games, we have these games in the first place, and there is no way I can thank you enough except to continue to complete this challenge because this challenge is colossal. So, I'm going to be back soon for the next video. I'll see you then. Later.